Good morning, people. Alright, so it's official. We got a new Survive the Horde mode and Save the World with today's update. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the home base status report, and we will be streaming it later on today on Twitch, and I think we may also stream it on YouTube as well. But for this one, we're just going to take a look at the home base status report. It says here that today's update introduces Survive the Horde and Save the World. Defend your bases from waves of enemies and earn rewards in the process. Also, this update brings back the Brawl of the Wild questline. When you're not dealing with waves of enemies, deal with the outbreak of wildlife. Learn more about this update and Save the World below. Alright, so when it comes to the new mode called Survive the Horde, it says Riggs is sending you into a mining expedition to gather supplies, but this mining expedition is overrun by the storm. While traversing the volcanic island, it's a volcanic island, survive grueling waves of husk and defend your resource bases. How long can you survive the Horde? This new mode is coming to Save the World on May 2nd, which is today, and will be available until the end of the Scurvy Shoals Venture Season, which is June 21st. So it's only going to be available for about a month and a half. Next thing they said was new map. In Survive the Horde, you'll be well beyond the storm shield, at an old mining operation on a volcanic island. The approaching storm has split the island asunder, and you'll have to navigate across deep fissures full of lava as you traverse the island. You'll be defending 3 resource bases on the island, the mine, cavern, and depot, with limited time to rush between them during breaks in the waves of enemies. Investing some resources in bridging these chasms will certainly be worthwhile. So we're going to have to defend the mine, cavern, and depot while we're on this island. It also says gather supplies. The storm is closing in fast, so there's no time to harvest. Breaking down objects with your pickaxe won't yield any resources, which means you'll be reliant on the supply drops that appear between each enemy wave. These supply drops will deliver your weapons, ammo, and ingredients. Can you survive on these limited supplies alone? It's time to find out. So we won't be able to use our pickaxe, and only resources we'll get are from these supply drops. And you get those supply drops in between each wave. The next thing they said was build and craft. Build a fort surrounded with traps and craft weapons to defend each of the 3 resource bases. If one of the resource bases is taken down, you'll receive fewer supply drops, and if all 3 are lost, then the expedition will cease. Use your resources and the time between waves wisely. So you can't lose all 3 of your resource bases, and every time you do lose a base, you'll get lesser materials from your supply drops in between the waves. It also says defeat the Horde. Survive 15 waves of increasingly tougher enemies. Look out for the Horde waves where a strong enemy type will show up en masse. And for gameplay modifiers, that can appear during a wave to mix things up. If you're reduced to 0 health, your allies will only have a short amount of time to get you back up and into fray, and if your entire team goes down, the expedition will fail. So you are allowed to go down, but you're only going to have a limited amount of time before your teammates can pick you back up. And if everybody goes down, you fail. And it's also going to last 15 waves. Next thing they went over was quests and rewards. There's a set of horror quests for you to complete, including daily quests that reward Battle Pass XP and quests that reward banner icons and sprays. There's also 2 challenge quests for Survive the Horde, which add difficult gameplay modifiers but grant extra cosmetic rewards and Battle Pass XP upon completion. Before we move further, I do want to show what those sprays and banners look like, because they included a picture of them in the home base status report. So the images with the white pictures, those are banners, and the one in the top left and the top right are the sprays. And again, you'll be able to get those from the new Survive the Horde quest. Not only can you earn these, but you can also get Battle Pass XP as well. So yeah, let me know what you think about those banners as well as the sprays. Apparently we're gonna have weekly challenges as well. The first one's called Hasty Husk, and this is going to last from May 3rd to May 10th. And it says damaging and eliminating enemies will just make the Horde move in more quickly. Even worse, if they get close enough to start damaging you, they'll start healing themselves. Focus fire to try to take them out quickly and preferably at a distance. So it's sort of like a frenzied modifier. They move a little bit faster. And it's also sort of like the vampiric modifier because they can heal themselves as well if they get close enough and damage you. As for the second weekly challenge, this one's called Melee Mayhem, and it's going to last from May 10th to May 17th. And it says ranged weapons and ammo from supply drops are limited, and any ranged attacks made against Husk will ricochet off and also damage you. But on the bright side, your trap damage and melee attack speed will be boosted, so put away those guns, craft some extra traps, and start swinging. So for that one, you're just going to want to use traps, melee weapons, and avoid using ranged weapons. whenever possible. And that's all the information they included in regards to this new Survive the Horde mode. Like I said, we will be streaming it on Twitch as well as YouTube, so be sure to check that out. They also briefly went over the Brawl of the Wild Returns questline returning. That's going to return tomorrow, May 3rd at 8 p.m. And that's the questline that gives you Gia as a reward. We have reviewed Gia. I'll leave a link to that review in the description if you'd like to know more about her. Basically, her standard and commander perk allow your tamed wildlife to heal the player whenever the wildlife deals damage. And whenever a hero deals damage, they'll heal their tamed wildlife. And they also went over what's going to be added to the event and weekly store over the next couple of weeks. So the powder keg is going to return tomorrow on May 3rd at 8 p.m. Eastern. Not one of the best bows. The Xenon and Vacuum Tube bow are definitely a lot better, but we have reviewed this as well. I'll leave a link to that review in the description. And Buccaneer Ramirez is going to return on May 10th at 8 p.m. So we're going to get her next week, and I'll leave a link to her review in the description as well. They did go over a couple of bug fixes. Apparently they fixed an issue that allowed players to bring over previous venture weapons to the new venture season, and I didn't know that was a thing. They also fixed an issue where the Husk would ignore the shelter and evacuate the shelter missions. But yeah, obviously the thing I'm most looking forward to trying out is Survive the Horde. We're probably going to be streaming this on Twitch all week, and I do plan on streaming this on YouTube as well. We may try to stream it later today if possible. When I went to go check the power levels, they only had 140, 124, and 108 available for me. I'm sure they probably got lower levels available for lower level people though. I do plan on making a tips video for this new Survive the Horde mode. A couple things I noticed on my initial playthrough is that if you find yourself running low on ammo a lot, you could use Blakebeard's stash because you get peg legs from it, and you can also drop those peg legs to teammates. You're going to want at least one person using a base for sure. But yeah, I do want to play it a few more times before we do a tips video. If you all have any tips, be sure to let us know in the comments below. But yeah, for those of you who have tried the new Horde mode, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching.